Hello there, Team Life Changers. Of course, we have opened this up to challengers and people who just want to get healthy and know how to meal plan. Myriam Helton has been with me. We're going almost on 2 years. In October, it'll be 2 years together with doing this business, doing the Beachbody meal planning. And Myriam from day one has been so amazing in the kitchen. And I'm always the one with the boiled eggs and not doing a lot of, special things. So literally in my challenge groups, I literally, to this day, I grab Myriam's recipes and her guides, anything food that she has, and that's what I use. So without further ado, Myriam, I just am so glad that you're on here, and we are friends from Colorado. We went to church together. Our husbands know each other, our families know each other, and we've done life together. So I am just so glad you're on here and you're willing to share with us all of your kitchen tips because I need them. I need my pen and paper out right now.
Well, thank you so much. I know you totally introduced me in a way, like when you did a video earlier, the, Master Chef and all this stuff. And I laughed because I have to tell you, I didn't always love to cook. I did not always love to cook. And when I met Curtis, I would make these cool, looking plates, and it was awesome. And it was, already done, boil and bake or whatever, and that was me. And then he had a recipe cookbook that his mom gave him, a bachelor cookbook, and that's how I learned to cook. So I've just had fun with it, and so I wanted to be able to share some little tips. But I'm telling you, I don't feel like I'm the chef. I do like to make things look pretty, so it looks like I've spent a lot of time in the kitchen. So I'm going to share some of my tips with you too, because to me, there's a whole experience for it, because I love making food look pretty. But even if you're not into making it look pretty, you can definitely wow people just with little things. So I did make a PowerPoint presentation just to kind of give my mind a little ease with some organization. So I'm going to share my screen and kind of get started with what I've put together. So hang on one second. I got to figure it out. Okay, I do desktop, right? Desktop and share screen. Okay, here we go. Hold on, please work. Okay, good. All right, so meal prep. So how to be successful and get results in the kitchen. You guys kind of titled it that way, and I've been able to really enjoy food being healthy, on the healthy side. And so meal prep is super important. If you don't meal prep, you're just planning to fail. When you don't have things ready for you, you're not going to be prepared to eat healthy. So I wanted to share a few things. Now, how do I get rid of, there it is. Yeah, I had a little thing. I wanted to share some kitchen tools that I do use that kind of make things easier for me. You don't have to have all of these things, but I wanted to share some of those things with you, and I do have some of it to show you. So first, this big thing right now is spiralizing. So, doing the spiral, with zucchini and things like that. So I'm totally going to mess up the name, but I'm just going to say it. This is a veggetti. I think that's how you say it. Okay. And so there's a thick and a thin side. Super fun to use. I'm actually going to show you really quick how I use it. So I have a zucchini right here. I just clipped off the top. I'm sticking it inside of the spiralizer and just spin it. And I'll show you. Hold on. Am I on the? Of course I'm on the thin side. I want the thick side.
I'm curious, can everybody see Myriam, even though she's on screen?
Can you see?
Can everybody see?
Okay. You want me to unshare for a moment? I do want you to see
I don't know
how
if,
cool it is.
yeah, I don't
Here,
know if in the recording
better?
everybody's gonna be able to see. Yeah.
All right. So there is the spiralizer, okay? And let me show you how cool that looks, okay? One of my favorite tools. I use it for everything. Oh, now my hands are getting my little laptop all yucky. So that's super fun. I use that to replace noodles and just to add a little extra fun vegetable in there. You want a good knife so that you can cut things easily, and don't get too fancy. I don't have fancy knife skills, but you want a good knife to be able to just cut up a bunch of veggies and things like that. Obviously a cutting board so that you have your mess kind of contained. I didn't always have a cutting board. I've used like the whole counter and it's just a mess. So a vegetable peeler, obviously. I swear, I think I've had this for 18 years. I used to do Pampered Chef years ago, and this is still my Pampered Chef one. And I use it all the time. You can again make things look pretty. Like this is a cucumber. You can peel the whole thing, but sometimes what
So
I'll
we need
do
to
is
see you again. We need to see you again, Myriam.
okay, so sorry.
Or-
So sorry. Okay,
That's all right.
got it?
Yeah.
So look it, I did one strip, and then I cross over and skip over an area. So then now you're kind of making stripes, right? So watch. So it looks like this. And then when you go to cut it, this is how it looks in your salad. Super fun. And it was nothing. I did nothing. I just didn't peel it all the way. I mean, seriously, it's gourmet, right? Okay. Hang on, gotta get back to my share screen. Okay. Garlic press, super fun. Garlic press is a great tool. I don't like to get my hands smelling all like garlic, so using a garlic press is great. It kind of minces it so that you're not trying to cut up little cloves of garlic to be all different, uh, shape, some big chunks of garlic and little bits of garlic press is great. Obviously bowls so that you can, make your salads or toss, some veggies with some, olive oil and spices, whatever. So, pans, ones with the lip, like a 9x13, so that you can, make some, and I'll share some things with you that I make in these pans that you can cook multiple things at once so that juice isn't just falling everywhere. A food processor is awesome because I'm going to unshare my screen for a second. A food processor, I do cauliflower rice. And look at this. This is this is cauliflower, and I shredded it. Now you don't need a food processor. You can shred it with like a grater, but it's so fast. So I love being able to have some of those tools just to kind of make things quick and easy. Okay. And then I know, Melinda, you use the Instapot. Instapot is awesome, really quick, things that you can do in the crock pot that would take hours and hours can take 30 minutes, like super quick. I'm still getting familiar with the crock pot, with the Instapot, but super easy. Crock pot is an awesome thing too. I have 3 of them actually. I have a small, medium, and large, and the large one I've had since it was a wedding gift 22 years ago. So I use them, and so you want to be able to just have some tools just help you to make quick recipes without you feeling like you have to watch everything constantly. Okay, hang on, there we go. All right, so I wanted to tell you some of the things that I like to use pretty consistently. So with spices, oils, condiments, things like that. Of course, all of us always have salt and pepper, right? That's super simple. Garlic powder, in case you don't have garlic. I always have garlic on hand, but I have run out before, or I got a bad batch. So garlic powder is a good way to be able to, make things taste really yummy. Italian seasoning is one of my favorites. Cumin, I like to make my own spice blends because a lot of the other spices that you would get, like taco seasoning or fajita seasoning, has a lot of sodium and MSG and just weird little additive things. And so cumin will give you that flavor along with like the salt and pepper and garlic powder that will give you something more in the lines of Mexican fajitas type of thing. Ginger, I love the Asian flair too. So ginger is a good one. There's ginger seasoning, like the shaker, or even ginger. They have like a stir-in paste. If you don't use the fresh. Turmeric is kind of a new thing now. Well, I've used it forever. Growing up, my dad's from Morocco, and so we would have Mediterranean flavors growing up with our food, and so it was very savory. But turmeric doesn't really taste like anything. But he'd boil potatoes, he'd throw some turmeric in there. He'd make some chicken, he'd throw some turmeric in there. Well, I'm using turmeric to put in my Shakeology now because I know that it helps with inflammation. I figured it's not tasting like anything, so I might as well get a benefit from a spice, pretty inexpensive to get as well. Then the olive oil, coconut oil, sesame oils, those are my 3 favorite oils. Olive oil, obviously, you can use it to saute. I mean, you can use them all to saute things. Coconut oil kind of gives you a little buttery flavor. And then, if I make a mess, I use it as lotion. I mean, it's awesome. So it's good. Sesame oil, again, I like that Asian flair. And so a few drops goes a long way with sesame oil. And so I'll do that when I make like stir fries and things like that. Balsamic vinegar is good to always have on hand as well, or any kind of vinegar that you like. I'll share in a second. So like Dijon mustard, soy sauce, hot sauce, those are some staples that I have always. Olive oil, balsamic vinegar, and Dijon mustard. I will do equal parts of olive oil and balsamic. So let's say a teaspoon of olive oil, a teaspoon of vinegar, and then literally a squeeze of Dijon mustard. I shake that up in a little container, and that is my salad dressing. That Dijon mustard gives it a little bit of that creaminess without cream. So, and it's flavorful. And then you can add spices if you want, but I like it just like that. So that's kind of a nice little tip there. If you don't do soy, there's coconut aminos. That's kind of a new thing that I've been using as well, because I don't like to do soy too often, but I like to just have things on hand like that. Hot sauce, obviously, when you make tacos, eggs, whatever, you can use that hot sauce to kind of spice things up a little extra. Okay, so now proteins that you can make ahead. Grilled chicken is a staple for me. I always just grill a bunch of chicken. We're a family of 4, but my kids love grilled chicken. So I'll get the big value pack. There's probably about 7 or 8 big honking chicken breasts, and I actually cut them in half so that I'm kind of butterflying them so that they're thinner and they cook faster. So I don't have to worry that it didn't cook all the way through. So I cut them in half. Sometimes I'll put a little salt and pepper on it. Sometimes I just stick it on the grill. I love that flavor. And, so grilling the chicken, and then once it's grilled, I put it in a 9x13 baker and I cover it with foil just to kind of sit, and all the juices just stay in there. And while I'm doing something else, and then I'll cut it up like as if you're having like fajitas or whatever. And I put it in a container. So it makes it easy to grab and go to add to any of your recipes. Let's see. Chicken in the crock pot. Okay, my kids, this is their favorite way for me to make chicken. I literally put chicken in the crock. I've done it from frozen. Stick it in the crock pot, a little salt and pepper, sometimes a jar of salsa. I like using Newman's Own because there's no sugar in there. And put the lid on it. It cooks all day. I don't have to think about it. The house smells amazing. I take 2 forks and I start shredding it. And I've got shredded chicken that I can add to anything. Lettuce wraps, salad, tacos, anything. So same thing with beef, ground turkey, ground beef, grilled chicken, grilled beef, right? Whatever you like. My husband likes beef, so I always end up making a little bit of beef for him. So it's like ground turkey and ground beef. I will I like to get like a big value pack of a ground turkey or ground beef, and I'll split that in half. So one pan I'm browning with like some type of fajita seasoning or that cumin and the little blend. And the other pan I'm making maybe with an Italian seasoning. So then I can switch things up through the week and not feel like I'm just having Mexican this week or just having Italian this week. So it's kind of nice. You can still brown it at the same time with different seasonings, so you can kind of give yourself a little extra flavor of what you're looking for. I always have canned tuna and canned chicken on hand, so that if I don't have time to put something together, I have that to be able to throw on a salad, or cut up some tomatoes, have with the tuna, things like that. So those are nice to be able to just have some things ahead of time. Hard-boiled eggs, Rebecca, I know it's your favorite. Hard-boiled eggs, but I have to tell you, I struggle with hard-boiled eggs because I want to throw an egg across the room every time I peel it, every time. Like the protein is the white, and that's the part that I'm breaking apart, and I've tried different things, and sometimes the peel comes off and sometimes it doesn't. So I do make hard-boiled eggs. My kids like it, but it's hit or miss with getting that shell off. So another way that I do the hard-boiled eggs is the egg cups. So I have a silicone muffin pan that I love because everything comes out very simple, just like a spoon and just kind of scrape it out. I spray it with a little Pam, crack an egg in it, tent cover the eggs, and stick it in the oven at 325, cook it till the yolk is set, and I've got eggs ready to go and I don't have to peel. Sometimes I'll take, ultra thin ham or turkey, and I'll just put a little piece, just enough to kind of line the bottom. So usually one piece is, it ends up being about the size of the palm of my hand by the time I cut that in half. I can line the bottom, and I'll crack an egg in it, and that'll be my egg cup. I have some of my challengers who don't like to eat a yolk, like they don't like that yolk part or like to bite into it like that. So omelet cups is a really good alternative as well. So you just whip up the eggs, add some chopped up veggies of your choice. I load it up with veggies because, well, why not, right? And it tastes good. You can sprinkle with a little cheese if you want, but really it's just that. I just do that and a little bit of seasoning on the top, or green onions even on the top, just to kind of give a little flavor, and stick them in the oven and I'm done. Deli meat is a great thing to have on hand. I know when we were at Summit, we're having lettuce wraps, with like lunch meat and some veggies and a little drizzle of mustard. So deli meat is always really good to have on hand. And then if you're trying to figure out something to just, throw something together and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have anything and I don't have time to cook, grab a rotisserie chicken and just take it apart, shred it, put it in a bag. That's what I've been doing this week so far is, I make a salad real quick and I'll take some of that chicken, throw it on my salad, add a few veggies that I've already have cut up, and that chicken just really comes in handy that way. Veggies, same thing. These are the staples that I like. I don't always have all of these on hand, but it just makes it easier. I like cutting up fresh lettuce every couple days because I don't know. I think that bag salad sometimes tastes like bag. I don't know. Does bag taste like something? It just tastes different. And so chopping up some lettuce is, it's just fresh and crunchy and just yummy. I'm going to stop share for a second because I want to show you one of my fun tools. Hold on, where is it? Oh. Did you know that if you cut up lettuce with a knife, with a chef's knife, it'll actually turn brown faster? It does. So I got a salad knife. Did you know they have these? So it's a salad knife. They had other colors, but I thought it was appropriate to have green. And it's serrated. Your kids can help you. I mean, look I'm not cutting myself, right? And super easy to cut lettuce. And that's how I cut my lettuce. And it lasts 3 days. I think 3 days is a long time to last in a gallon baggie. So I cut up, usually it ends up being 2 romaine lettuce heads, and I cut it up and put it in a gallon baggie. So this is a fun little tool, couple bucks. It's super cheap, or tear it apart. So again, you don't have to have it. I just like to have these tools, but you can also tear your lettuce. Here at home, we like to eat salad pretty much like with a spoon. So my husband likes it when we chop it up pretty fine. So we have chopped salad. And so tearing it, sometimes I get a little bit impatient and I end up with these big chunks of lettuce. So kind of nice to have that. Have some mixed greens, spinach, mix up some different lettuces. The greener, the better, because there's more nutrients in that. I always have garlic and onions in my house. If I don't have a fresh onion, I always have onions that are chopped up in my freezer. They're super cheap. Like the bag, I think it's like 16 ounces and it's like $1. And I always just have them in my freezer. So if days that I don't feel like chopping anything up, I could just pull some out just enough to give it a little flavor. And they come diced, or I'll just slice them up. I don't like to slice them up ahead of time because my entire fridge smells like onion, so I cut them when I'm ready. Same thing with bell peppers. I always have bell peppers because I like to have them in my salad. I like to one of my favorite things is I take goat cheese and I put it in the little mini peppers and a little Italian seasoning and put it in the microwave for 2 minutes. And that's a yummy snack for me. And so I like having fresh. But if I don't have fresh and I'm making fajitas or something that requires some bell peppers, there's also sliced bell peppers that you can buy frozen as well. Again, it was like $1 when I got it. The zoodles, so I always have zucchini available so that I can zoodle my my noodles, my zoodles, and have that as an alternative to pasta and things like that. And again, the riced cauliflower, I like to make it myself because it's super easy and I have the tools, but they also sell them already made. Costco has it. The grocery store in the, like the bag salad area, they have the riced cauliflower already done. So that makes it super easy too. Carrots. So sometimes I'll get baby carrots because it is just kind of convenient, but I know that the whole carrots are better for you because I've heard some things about the baby carrots. So I just take the peel off, wash them up real good. I'll shred some carrots and I'll cut some in sticks so that I'm ready. I could grab some shredded carrot, put it in my salad or in a stir fry or whatever. And then the sticks, my kids like to snack on those, or, with me, I use hummus or make a Greek yogurt ranch dressing type of thing to dip. So carrots are a good one, broccoli, snap peas, cucumbers. I usually don't cut up cucumbers until I'm ready to eat them or the morning of, otherwise they'll get soggy or soft a little faster than I like. Cherry tomatoes, those are a yummy snack. They're kind of fruit snacky, to me, and I'll put them with, cottage cheese and things like that. I always have canned tomatoes. So if I'm going to make chili or something, I always just have like a can of fire roasted tomatoes, no salt, no sugar. So those are kind of some staples that I have. If you don't want to cut up any veggies, or you're just like, you just know you're going to have a week that it's going to be challenging, get a veggie platter that's already made up. Makes it so easy just to grab a variety of, veggies, portion them out, put them in baggies, have it ready to just grab and go so you can stick it in your lunchbox if you're working or on the go. So, they're pretty inexpensive too to just get a veggie platter. Hold on. Why am I not able to go through? Okay. Snack ideas. I know this is kind of a big one for a lot of people. What kind of snacks should I eat that are healthy? I don't want to, grab something on the go, at a drive-through or, a protein bar. You don't want that stuff. That stuff all has, preservatives and it's not good for you. It's not good to have that all the time. So, if you have peanut butter, hummus, guacamole, salsa, all of those things are really good to dip, any of your veggies, fruit, things like that. But they also have them on the go. So like little containers that are already packaged to just grab and go. Or you could just get the jar and put them in the little containers yourself. But again, for those who just kind of need something to grab and go and not have to think about, I don't know. Sometimes it's just the process of getting the spoon out and putting it in a container is just enough to just walk away and not have it, right? So they do have on the go for that type of thing. And again, pre-portion your veggies in baggies or containers so that you have your snacks ready to go and just fresh and crunchy and yummy. Cucumbers with seasonings on it. I like salt and pepper, sometimes a little Italian seasoning. Cucumbers, I love crunch, and cucumbers are a really fun thing. And then when they look really pretty, it makes it fun to eat. So cottage cheese with tomatoes, and again, it's Italian seasoning, salt and pepper. That's really fun. Just really yummy flavor, satisfying. Celery with peanut butter is a good one. Peanut butter, it's good with everything. I love peanut butter. Rolled up deli meat with mustard is a good snack. I've made, in containers where I've rolled up some deli meat, put a little mustard in there, done a couple of those, a few veggies, a couple crackers, and you kind of make yourself your own little, gourmet platter, right? And so rolled deli meat is good. Again, the mini peppers that I was talking about with the goat cheese and Italian seasoning, that's really I don't know, there's some crunch and just good flavor. Apples and cinnamon is a good one when I have a sweet tooth. That's something that I like to have, and I know that I'm doing good for my body. Cinnamon's good for you too. Yogurt with berries and nuts. Again, I like the crunch. We need to use like the unflavored Greek yogurt or natural regular yogurt so that we're not adding that extra sugar, but we are allowed some honey. So drizzle a little honey or, something like that. But what's nice is berries have some pretty good sweetness on its own. So that's yummy to have. Again, I use Shakeology as a snack as well. It does help curb my appetite, my cravings. Between 2 and 4 is a huge snacky time for me because my kids are home and they're eating, and it's like we're sitting down and chatting, and there's kind of a rhythm to our day, and usually we're eating as we're talking. So I like to be able to have my Shakeology, but I always add spinach to my Shakeology, always. Because I always struggle with getting all my veggies in, so I just always have spinach in there. And just so you know, spinach never goes bad in my house. You know why? I get a huge thing at Costco of spinach, and I'll use some for my salad, but then when I know that I'm not going to use all of it, I will pre-portion in my fun little colored boxes. The green container, I'll fill it with the spinach, and I'll put it in a baggie, and I'll stick it in the freezer. And so now I have a bunch of baggies with some spinach already pre-portioned to be able to stick in my shake. Sometimes, depending on my time, sometimes I'll even make some smoothie packs. So I'll take the spinach, I'll take like a quarter of a banana, slice it up, a couple strawberries, slice that up, stick it in the baggie. And now you have a smoothie pack ready to just throw in your shake, a scoop of Shakeology, and you're done. And you can freeze that. Another thing that's really cool is the blender doesn't always get, like when you have big old leaves of spinach, doesn't always get all the leaves. When you freeze them, the spinach kind of crumbles in little bits, so it all blends so much better. So just a little tip there for spinach. And I always use spinach. It does not taste like anything. Yes, it makes it turn green sometimes, but it's depending on what flavor you have going on, but it is a great way to be able to get some veggies. And then again, the hard-boiled eggs or the egg cups are a great snack option. Now, breakfast ideas. I don't have too much time to sit down and have breakfast. I do usually have my shake in the morning. But when I can plan ahead, I do like, I'll make oatmeal ahead of time and then throw some frozen berries in there. So by the time I go to eat it, it's defrosted, it's like melted and kind of creates like a little syrup. It's really yummy. So oatmeal with berries and cinnamon. I love cinnamon. Eggs with toast and avocado is a good breakfast idea. You can take those egg cups or a hard-boiled egg, or if you have time to make some scrambled eggs, however you like your eggs, do it up, and that's a good breakfast. Again, the shake with spinach and some fruit, and add that turmeric. You might as well. We all have inflammation, so might as well just like add a little extra something that's going to help, along with the amazing nutrients, right, that we're getting with the Shakeology. So overnight oats is fun. I like it. I remember growing up eating cold oatmeal and didn't cook it. I don't know. There was something about it that was fun. So you just kind of layer that in a mason jar, and you can put whatever fruit you want in there. And the next day, you literally just grab it out of your fridge, and you can eat that for breakfast, or kind of your mid-morning snack, whatever. Yogurt with berries, good breakfast idea. And then breakfast muffins and bars. Now, I'm not talking about Nutri-Grain bars or, Quaker Oat, already made up stuff. Make them. It's super easy. Oatmeal, bananas, blueberries, crack an egg, a little water. I mean, like super simple. Put it in little muffin cups, little muffin paper things, stick it in the oven, and you've got ready to go, grab and go type of breakfast. All right, lunch ideas. How are we doing on time? We good? Okay. Lunch. Okay. When you make dinner the night before, when you make dinner the night before, always plan the next day for leftovers for lunch. That's just going to help you, unless you already have a plan for lunch, okay? But leftovers from the night before always works out great for lunch. Doing lettuce, veggies, chicken, salad dressing, super easy. Again, that rotisserie chicken or the chicken that you've already cooked earlier, on that weekend, get that in the salad. You can cut some of that up, put it in the lettuce cups, take the romaine lettuce, cut off the end, use it as your sandwich, as your, tortilla kind of thing. Nothing bad with having tortillas or whatever, but I'm giving you other options because I know it's so easy to eat too many of our yellow containers. I know I love my yellow containers. And so I do make sure that I kind of stretch that out to make it like I want to really enjoy it. And usually it's like corn tortillas to go with, dinner tacos or something, or, whatever. So, the deli meat with some veggies in there and some mustard, that's a really good, quick, easy way to get lunch in. You can, package those up individually, and assemble. You can have it already assembled in a container, take it with you to work or on the go. Veggie and hummus plate. So again, just do the little hummus cup. Get a variety of vegetables. You can put some seasonings on it or just have it fresh. And then I add a couple boiled eggs to that, because then I know I'm getting some protein in as a lunch option. Salad and half a sandwich, whole grain bread, some of that deli meat, or, tuna, whatever you like in your sandwich. And I say half a sandwich just because I can't eat a whole sandwich. Maybe I just can't anymore. But I do half a sandwich and then a salad, and I feel super satisfied. And I have a little variety of textures and things. Tomatoes, if you get a big tomato and you kind of core it, and you can, make up your tuna with a little seasoning in there. You can even add a little hummus, or, even a little Greek yogurt and some seasoning. So it's kind of like you have a little ranch, and then put it in your tomato. That's a really fun one. Okay, when you go to make your ground turkey or ground beef with your taco seasoning, take some of that meat and make some taco cups or taco salad for your lunch. So you can just grab it from those containers and just know that you have a salad or the taco cups for a lunch. And then the wraps. So use a whole wheat tortilla or lettuce, stick some chicken, a bunch of veggies, wrap it like you kind of have a little burrito. And that's pretty simple, not too messy. Lettuce can get kind of messy sometimes, depending. So that's those are some lunch ideas that I like to whip up, at home. And obviously dinner, there's more options. These are some things that I've made that I really enjoy. And what's cool is that all of these dinner ideas, all it is using some of the veggies and proteins and all of that that you prepped ahead of time. So your chicken stir fry, I just take whatever veggies I have left, broccoli, snap peas, carrots, onions, whatever. If you just have frozen, that's fine. Take some of that chicken that you have, saute it all in a little olive oil or coconut oil, and saute it, or even some of that sesame oil. Saute it, put a little, seasonings in there, that ginger, and you have a quick and easy stir fry. A possible side with that is, brown rice or cauliflower rice. I've even made fried cauliflower rice. So again, all the things that you would have with rice, you can totally use, the cauliflower rice and add the veggies in there. When you do cauliflower rice, I put it on high heat, and I kind of just I hate saying fried, but you kind of flash fry it because it does kind of get a little bit browned, but it still stays crunchy so that you can still have some leftovers and it's not mush by the time you go to eat it. So that's a good side to go with a lot of these different dinner ideas. Crock-pot chicken chili is a good one. Again, I just throw everything in the crock-pot, a can of tomatoes, a can of green chilies, a couple chicken breasts, even if it's frozen, even some of the already cooked chicken, I'll throw in there. And then it ends up being a lot more tender as well, but because it's been cooking all day and super flavorful. Mediterranean chicken. I went live last night making dinner at home. This is one of my favorites. Super simple, and it was just me trying to finish up some things. I had 3/4 of an onion that kind of needed to get used up, and I chopped it up and had some cherry tomatoes that needed some love, and so I sliced that up and some garlic. I threw in some chicken that I had left over, and some Kalamata olives, and it was so flavorful. And we had that with the cauliflower cilantro lime rice, and it was just delicious. Chicken burrito bowls, onions and bell peppers. I mean, all of these things are just, quick and easy dinner ideas. They are easy because you've already made the protein. You've already made it. So you're just, kind of reheating it. But when you repurpose it like that, it doesn't taste chewy. It tastes really good. And you add some extra seasonings to spice that up and make it take on the flavor that you're wanting to for that, that meal. Cauliflower crust pizza is one of my favorites. We have pizza night Friday nights at our house, and I have learned to just whip that up pretty quickly. And it's that cauliflower, the rice cauliflower. I microwave it for like a minute or two, just to kind of like be able to squeeze some of the water out. And then I mix an egg and a little bit of almond flour, Italian seasoning, and then I shape it on my pan and I bake it. And then I put all my toppings on it and I bake it again. And it's really delicious. Again, tacos and lettuce cups or corn tortillas. Throw some of that protein on a salad, get some of the steak. If you want to cook meat while fresh, that's great if you have time for that. But all of these things are easy to make ahead of time, so you could just whip dinner up pretty quickly. Stuffed peppers and stuffed zucchini is a really fun one. That's something that we grew up with. You don't have to put rice or anything like that in there. I just loaded up with some veggies and ground turkey or ground beef. Sometimes even just chopped up chicken as my protein. It doesn't have to be ground. Kebabs are a really fun one. That's usually a weekend thing, and then I'll make extra so that I can take it off the skewer and add it to a salad for a lunch idea. I'll make burgers ahead of time, or little mini meatloafs, but they end up basically being burgers in a muffin tin. And so then I could take some lettuce or a mini bun, or I don't know, something, and have little burgers. Caprese chicken is super easy. Grilled chicken with some tomatoes, basil, and a little sprinkle of some mozzarella cheese. That's easy, quick. And then fajitas. So dinner can be easy. You just having that protein made ahead of time makes it a lot easier for you. Dessert ideas, because at nighttime especially, definitely have a little bit of a sweet tooth. And I think I don't even know if I have a sweet tooth anymore at night. I think it's just habit. It's just what we do at night, so a lot of times I'll make a Shakeology, but there's other, sometimes I need crunch. And so I do like my chocolate and peanut butter. So I will have chocolate and peanut butter shake at nighttime. That's one of my favorites. But again, the bananas with almond butter or peanut butter is really good. Sprinkle with a little cinnamon. There goes my cinnamon again. Apples with cinnamon. Baked apple. You can take an apple and core it out. And you can put a little bit of oatmeal, cinnamon, nutmeg, whatever, stick it in the microwave for a little bit, and you've got a soft baked apple. You feel like you're having apple pie, and you are not adding the extra sugar or anything like that. I've made Shakeology Energy Bites that had some almond butter. I made like the cookie dough one. So it was vanilla Shakeology with mini chocolate chips, almond butter, and almonds. I think that was it. And honey. And I just made them in little bites, and they're so yummy I just love them. Even just having one, it just satisfies. Greek yogurt with vanilla extract. If since we're doing plain Greek yogurt, adding a little bit of vanilla extract and some mini chocolate chips, throw it in the freezer for a little bit, and you can eat it like that, or you can eat it soft. So it's up to you, but that's a really yummy way to get, a little something sweet and satisfying, but you're not having ice cream. There's something called Dole Whip. Have you guys ever tried that? Oh my gosh, it's so good. I think I need to make that tomorrow night, because I'm gonna go to bed tonight. But frozen pineapple with a little almond milk, and blend that up, and it's like ice cream, and it's so yummy. And again, frozen bananas. I always have frozen bananas. I usually get extra. When they start to get ripe, I break them in half. I take the peel off, break them in half, and put them in a freezer bag. But then I will blend them sometimes and make ice cream with bananas. And then you can add whatever toppings to it, because when you stick it in the blender, it makes it creamy. And then, of course, my spoon of peanut butter. That's sometimes I'll just take a spoon of peanut butter, and that's a little bit of my dessert. So I want to share with you some of the pictures of the things that I have made. So at the top here, that's my food processor, and I've made the cauliflower in there that it rices it that way. The cauliflower fried rice, cauliflower pizza crust. I don't do tofu very often, but I have some vegetarians in my challenge groups, and so tofu lettuce wraps is a neat idea. You can use ground turkey, ground beef, you know, with a bunch of cabbage and carrots and celery, whatever. So there's a lot of really yummy things that you can make. Those are some of the snacks that I was talking about. All these veggies. You can, you know, the tuna with the crackers and some veggies, that's really, these are things that I have made and enjoyed. It's really tasty. Some things that I've made with the protein ahead of time, right? So some of the rotisserie chicken, the zoodles. I have some ground beef that I made some marinara sauce and put over zoodles. Chicken tacos. There's the chicken burrito bowls, stuffed bell peppers. So I just want to show you it's for real. I'm not just saying these are good ideas. I've made them and they're right here. The egg cups. Again, that's that's something I make all the time. And then at the top, there's some grilled veggies. I love grilling veggies on the barbecue. I'll grill in the snow. I just love grilling. Grilling some chicken. So again, there's so many things that you can make as long as you have that protein ready to go. Here's the cookie dough energy bites, the smoothie packs, the overnight oats. That's the Dole Whip. That's how it looks. And then I was going to put a picture of how I really eat a banana with almond butter or peanut butter, but it didn't look as pretty. So this is the slices of bananas with the almond butter, peanut butter. It kind of lasts longer too. You're taking little bites. I don't know. There's just a process to my relationship with my food, right? Yogurt with fruit. So just some really easy ideas. You know, I know it's a lot of information, but at the same time, it's easy. It's right there. As long as you make the proteins ahead of time, you have some things ready to just grab and go. It makes it super easy for you. Okay, so these are some ideas of how my meal prep kind of looks. So when I make my egg cups, I put them in containers so they're easy to grab and go. You can have them in individual containers, which I've done before, but I kind of like doing this. The quinoa salad, you know, you could just grab as you go. The picture in the middle is how it looked for one day. And of course that wasn't dinner, but you know, that it was satisfying. You know, my hard-boiled eggs and oatmeal and chicken burrito bowls. You just plan ahead. You write out what you're going to make, what you're going to have for the week, so that you know what you're going to make, and it's that easy. So I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to show you a couple things that I have to help with meal, like, you know, what do you call it? Like, I can't even talk. Like meal prep containers. I got these on Amazon. You can probably get them at the store. I mean, maybe Ziploc makes them too, or, you know, but I like these because they are reusable. They're pretty sturdy. A couple of my lids have broken, but not too bad. This is one that has 2 dividers. So like I made some turkey chili this week and I put that in the bigger one. And then I had some cilantro lime rice and I put it in there, and the lid fits in there. It's microwavable, and you have your own TV dinner, but it's healthy and not all nasty and rubbery. So so I have this one that is 2 compartments. This one is a single compartment, so that's really good to have like your veggies and your hummus and, you know, kind of like do up a platter. And then this one I've done with 3 compartments. So just, you know, kind of depends. Like I've put, you know, a sandwich in here cut in half, and some veggies in here and maybe some fruit. So I love being able to have some areas, you know, to kind of separate so then things don't get soggy. So that's a good one. I shared yesterday in my video, but I know not all of you had gone on there, but getting rice that's already done, Costco has these. I don't know if Sam's Club has them, or I haven't. I love this though. Microwave it for 90 seconds, and you've got brown rice ready to go. Easy, so because brown rice takes like here, well, we have to cook longer here in Colorado with the higher altitude, but I think it takes like 45 minutes to cook brown rice. So that's kind of a fun one. It ends up being about 3 servings, I think, for our little yellow containers. So grab for convenience. I always fall for the as seen on TV things. I love them. So again, there's that spiralizer. And then here's this one. I don't know who comes up with the names. This one's called Vidalia, I think. Chop Wizard. And it is awesome. It has diced, hold on. It has the dice feature and the chop feature. So this one is the smaller, and then there's some that are bigger. And you take a piece of onion or whatever, and you like stick it in here, and that's it. Like it just diced it up for you. It actually falls in there, but I just want to show you so I don't have to touch it. Just fun tools that just help make things easier for you. And yeah, I think that's about it. So a lot of information, but super easy if you plan ahead. And I wanted to share all that with you because, like a lot of people just feel like they are stuck in not being able to, meal prep. They have chicken already grilled for you if or the rotisserie chicken, or, you can get things already done. And so just make it easy, make it simple. Don't overthink it. There's veggies already cut up. There's fruit already cut. I mean, just do it simple. You pay a little bit more for stuff like that, but at the same time, if it's the convenience, you're going to end up paying more going to the drive-through, and then, your medical bills at the end. So, yeah. So I saw a bunch of chat happening, and curious if there's any questions, but I see 28. So is there any questions?
Myriam, this is absolutely amazing. I think everybody kind of chimed in with different thoughts and stuff about how amazing this is. Something that really, two things, because you and I talked about that, about relationship with food. But you know what? This is a healthy relationship with food. It's kind of like being in a bad relationship and then being in a good relationship. This is so good. And the other thing that I see is that whenever I see, because I've been taking pictures and taking notes, and doing things, and when I see the words and I see it all listed out and I see the recipes, well, my brain just shuts off. But when you showed the pictures of like, really, I could have that in my kitchen, because what you're saying is so simple to make. Like, really, I could have those pretty things sitting on my counter, just like the way that you chopped up the banana with those little bites. I'm like, well, yeah, I'd have a relationship with my food too, because it's pretty.
Yeah.
And it's a little more feminine. I know that sounds silly, but it's not silly. I love it. I love it.
It doesn't have to be like, I've dieted forever. So when I feel like I'm eating diet food, when I feel like I'm putting myself in this box of just the diet, I fail every time. And so I can have pretty things. I can have food that tastes amazing and not feel like I'm missing out.
Yeah.
So it makes a difference when you make it pretty, and I don't know. And then I like using the fun little tools.
Yeah. Wow, that is so awesome. That's awesome. I don't think that there were any questions in the chat. Does anybody have any questions? I know that we are right at 10 o'clock. That's perfect timing.
Perfect.
I think we've all been hugely inspired. I would love to use this video, and you know, give it to you, give it to, I don't know whether we do it on a YouTube or whether we just put it in Life Changers and people can share it, you know, in their challenge groups or however you feel, Myriam, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
mean, this is just awesome. It's awesome. So
Yeah. Oh, that was fun reading through all of that. Yes, happy balls. That's what we had. Yes. We called those energy bites happy balls. We were so excited when we got back to the room and we just like had our happy balls. That's what.
oh, from Summit, from Summit.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was so yummy. Yeah. So I'm glad it helped. You know, I sometimes I feel like, am I sharing, you know, am I sharing stuff that's going to help you? But because it's something I do on a daily basis, so I don't think too much about it. So I'm honored that you asked me to do the call, because I think it helps me too to talk about it, so that I see you guys get all excited, and then it makes me go, oh, okay. I
Oh,
think I want
yeah.
to go get excited, make something now. So
Yeah, if only I could have you here in my house just for a little bit. Like, that's all right. That's all right. I need to go on your Facebook wall and watch your tutorials because you've done a bunch of them, and just need to go on there and just watch them, and then set it out and just go do it. So,
yeah.
Myriam, thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you. Life Changers, have an awesome night, and Team Triple Threat. And I don't know if Melinda has a team name. I don't know. All y'all, have an awesome night, and we will talk to you later. How do I end record? I'm trying to, I can just end the meeting. All right. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.